Hello and welcome back to my Road to Completion guide from Metro Exodus. This is episode 17, and this is of course the Caspian chapter, guys. Pretty long chapter, lots of things to do. The great thing for us is that it's pretty much going to be a repeat of our first playthrough for the game. Obviously, this time around we need to be focusing on getting our bad karma up, right? Because we want to get the bad ending for this chapter. And that's of course going to, pile on toward the end of the game, and of course give us the bad ending for the end of the game, which is for another trophy. So we just want to make sure that we're making some choices in this chapter that gives us bad karma. And of course, I'll be showing you guys that every step of the way. Let's head up top here. Now, we don't have to kill all these enemies like we did before in our first playthrough. You guys remember in the first playthrough, we used this area to farm for a trophy. Now all we need to do is come up here, execute that first one that drops down, and then back over into this corner and kill. Sometimes you only have to kill these first two. This fourth enemy will sometimes come around the corner, but that way you guys can get through this door really quick. Once you get through this door, everybody behind you, I'm not going to say they despawn because you can still hear them, but they're not going to follow you up these stairs. You see what I mean? So that just saves you guys the trouble of having to kill all the enemies outside. And of course, we're going to have the Quicktime Sequence here. Make sure that you guys kill this enemy. Again, triangle when it gives you the prompt. I'll let you listen to it and notice what's happening with the visuals here. But just make sure that you hit triangle and kill this guy.
I surrender.
So you guys heard that, right? I snapped his neck. I hit the triangle prompt. And then of course I got that gold flash on the screen. That's the visual cue that lets you guys know that you got negative karma. Remember, we're trying to get a lot of negative karma in this chapter, so make sure that you snap his neck, triangle, and do not hit the square prompt there. And of course, when it comes to your guns, guys, you can keep your current gun. I like to go ahead and switch out for the shotgun here. I just prefer the shotguns in this game. I love them, so I picked that up in my game. But you guys can do whatever you like. Now, when it comes to this sequence, you remember in the first playthrough, we killed all these enemies for that trophy like we talked about earlier. But what you guys may not know is you can actually skip this sequence altogether. Just run to the vehicle and hit square around the door, and that will cause the cutscene to happen, and that will forward you guys through this sequence. All right, once you guys make it through the quick time event, we'll be inside the vehicle. We're just going to drive straight, follow the path. And of course, there's going to be a fork in the road up here. We want to take the left path, okay? Of course, I'm time-lapsing this for you guys. See the fork right here? Take the left path, okay? And that's going to take us underneath the ship. You guys remember we came through here in our first playthrough and we got some collectibles and things of that nature. This time around, obviously, we don't have to do any of that stuff, so we're just going to go underneath the ship. Keep going. We're just making it over here to the lighthouse. You'll see it off in the distance. Again, you guys can check your mini map if you want to, because I know I'm time lapsing things here. But if I don't time lapse this thing, guys, or some of the sequences in this game, we're going to be here for 2-3 hours, right? Because there's a lot of pathing in these open world sections. Notice right here that I am going for the suit upgrade, the extra bright flashlight. Make sure that you guys don't let that trap get you there. There's the suit upgrade. We need that suit upgrade because you guys remember we have to go down below to that area where all those scorpions are. And that's where we're going to be heading soon. So I want to make sure you guys have the extra bright flashlight. That'll help you when you get down there because you guys know those enemies do not like the light, okay? So we're going to hop back in the vehicle. Then we're just going to head over here to the cave that leads into the lighthouse. All right, so we'll hop out, head through the cave, and I'm probably gonna adjust my brightness here when I get, oh, there it goes, yeah. Knowing me, you guys know I love to adjust my brightness in these games for you guys so you can actually see. I know it looks a lot better sometimes when it's darker, but if you're following this as a guide, I feel like you should be able to see what's actually happened. Not to mention YouTube darkens gameplay anyway, so I'm having to adjust for that as well. You guys can knock this dude out if you'd like. Pick up some ammo, switch out guns, whichever one you prefer. Then we'll move on. And there's going to be some enemies right here that's going to die to this fire. Just let them die, guys. You can try to run through there if you want to, but every time I try to get through there, guys, I always take some damage. I'm just showing you here how many parts and chemicals that I have, kind of what I have in my inventory altogether, just to kind of keep you guys updated on that. Because I'm not showing every single thing in the game that I'm picking up, but I know that you guys are looting all the bodies and doing all the things, right? Looting the lockers and stuff like that. So that just gives you an idea where we are. You can shoot that guy. That will end that sequence. And then of course you guys can switch out ammo, guns, do whatever it is you need to do. There's some filters over here, which I highly encourage you guys to pick up. Then of course right there, you can pick up some more shotgun ammo, which is great if you decided to keep the shotgun. All right, then we'll move on. There's not really much to do through here, guys. Of course you loot everything you come in contact with, but all these traps are really unnecessary. Even if you trip them, it's not going to bother you. You guys know that you can loot the traps, if you will. You can grab the cans off of those traps if you'd like, but we really are not going to use the cans in this playthrough at all. So I'll leave that up to you guys. Make sure to loot that body. And of course, we've got some enemies right here. I'm going to show you guys a sweet way to get through this section. You get some great lines of sight back here. See that where I'm pointing at? And eventually they'll be moving around because we're going to end up shooting. This guy right here will try to come back here to get you. The first thug. He's either going to come around this corner that I'm kind of ADSing at. I'm trying to show you guys in the gameplay what he might do. He might come around this corner, but sometimes he goes to the right. You can tell by his flashlight where he's going to go. See, I knew he was over here because of the flashlight. You see that? And then of course you're just going to wait for him to sneak past you and then get the kill. Again, make sure that you're killing him, okay? Now, if he decided to come and face off against you on the other side where I was pointing at to begin with, you can still knife him there as well, okay? If he gets too close and you get nervous, just shoot him, because things are going to get crazy here anyway, right? So just shoot him, okay? And notice the lines of sight I'm going to get right here. Just waiting on this. See this foot? Boom, son. You can actually shoot this dude right in the leg. Kill him just like that. Might take a few shots, but it definitely works and keeps you guys really safe. And then there's going to be one more enemy up here that we need to take out. I find that a lot of times if I just sit right here, see how you just move right into position, lined up directly for me. And now we should be good to push up. There's going to be one more guy that sometimes will be up here. I don't know if I show it in this clip, but he'll be up there. He's not really dead yet. He's just kind of sitting down. So I would wait, see what he does. See this dude right here? Sometimes he fights you, but sometimes he just dies like right there. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But just make sure that all those enemies are dead before you guys start to go around and loot this area. There's going to be a trap up here. I'll show you this. This killed me when I was practicing this because I completely forgot about it. The game wants you to go up there, but of course if you head back in this section, there's some loot. Notice right there I'm showing you there's a trap because I just completely forgot about it when I was practicing this, and it it blew me up. So make sure that you guys disarm the trap and then of course grab the loot. All right, now we're gonna make our way out of here. I think I end up showing you kind of where I'm at with everything. I like to do those check-ins every now and again, like I said earlier, just to let you guys know exactly what I have. And that'll give you an idea of, you know, what you've been looting in the game. You know, maybe you haven't been looting enough, that sort of thing. You'll be able to see, okay, you know, Exonova's got, you know, 120 parts or whatever, right? And I've only got 60, so obviously I'm not looting enough, right? So I'll be doing those check-ins a lot with you guys. Notice the lines of sight right here. You can shoot these enemies here if you want to. I prefer to just toss a grenade in there. That'll usually kill all of them. If it doesn't kill all of them, there'll be one more left. It'll be the guy that's to the right. Sometimes he pushes up like where he is right now, and the grenade won't be enough to kill him. But look, you just kill him like this, guys. Real simple stuff. See that? Just waiting for him to kind of peek out. Boom. Dead. Just like that. Okay? I'm gonna time lapse this because obviously there's nothing really going on here, guys, but me just going around looting a bunch of stuff, looting all these bodies. But of course, we're just gonna make it out of this cave, and then we're gonna be at the lighthouse sequence. right, before we go over to the lighthouse, guys, let's come over here and pick up some resources. I don't think we picked these resources up in our first playthrough. I'm pretty sure that we didn't actually, because resources were not that big of an issue in the first playthrough. But of course now in Ranger Hardcore that they're a big deal. We'll come over here. Okay, I'll show you guys a safe way to get through this. You don't have to kill everybody here. Just kill enough people to end the sequence, right? Notice the lines of sight I get over here. There'll be some enemies on my left as well that you'll have to contend with if they notice you. But you're really safe back here. See the guy right there? So it's between this angle where you'll get some kills, and then where the through this kind of window right here, through the crack in the wall, you'll get all your other kills right here. Okay, and again, you're just killing enough enemies to end the sequence. And then of course you guys want to go around and loot the area, you know, as she's lowering the lift for you guys. Go around and loot the area. There'll be some dialogue, obviously, but just make sure that you guys kill all these enemies just enough to end this sequence.
This is for you, dirty worm! Yes! We kill all of those dogs, then drink some tea! Come up to the lift!
All right, guys, so after you've looted the area and you've taken the lift up, you've talked to her, make sure that you hit up this workbench. You guys know the workbenches in the Ranger Hardcore mode are really scarce. So just make sure that you hit this workbench up. Make sure that you have everything the way that you want it before you go into that bunker, okay? You remember we got to square off against those scorpion type enemies. So I'm going to show you what I like to use here, and I'm going to encourage you guys to do the same. It's going to be a lot of shotgun ammo. And then you want to have grenades and Molotovs, because that's really what we're going to use to kind of get the scorpions off of us, right? Especially the Molotovs. Okay, if you only have enough stuff in your inventory to craft only Molotovs, then that's all that I want you guys to craft. That's going to be your saving grace when it comes to this area, right? And of course, if you have more resources, you can craft you know, med kits and stuff like that, but you're gonna have to have those Molotovs for one of my strategies to work for you guys. So now we're down here in the bunker. Head through here, we're gonna take a right. You guys know that little skip I showed you in the first playthrough, that you don't actually have to walk across this catwalk and then have it cave in on you. If you sprint to the left, I'm showing you the catwalk. You can go that way, but it's gonna cave in, right? And then you're gonna have to climb your way out. So if you come over here and you can it's kind of like a sprint jump. You can get to that platform that I'm pointing at, and it'll save you a little bit of time. You may have to burn these I show that too. You may have to burn these cobwebs, because you guys know the cobwebs slows you down, right? So you want to be able to sprint and jump to the flat platform. See that? And then you'll be safe. Just run past that enemy, take a right up here, and head down into the hole. Now, very important, I want you guys to notice that I'm still on top of this rubble. There's an incline here. Of course, I'm putting my gas mask on, my night vision goggles, but notice that I'm still on top of the rubble. The game wants you to think that as soon as you fall down the hole, that you're supposed to hit this incline, slide down, because that's what the game does. Gravity kind of takes over and makes you slide down. And then, of course, once you hit ground level, that's when the enemies start coming out. And the game wants you to think that the only way to kill these enemies is on ground level, right? That's why it made you slide down the incline. But you can actually go back up there. Okay, notice what I'm gonna do here. All you have to do is just jump back up there, guys. And boom, you're locked in. Now you might keep sliding down to the bottom, but the enemies cannot bother you as long as you keep backing up to the top. See where I'm at? I'm not at a point where I'm sliding down. I'm just stuck up here, kind of on my perch, and I'm just waiting for these two enemies to get close together. Now, ideally, you want to use a grenade here, because I want you guys to conserve your Molotovs. Like I talked about earlier at the workbench, I wanted you guys to craft 5 Molotovs, or at least as many as you could. So you definitely want to be able to use one grenade here. Now, you can shoot these enemies if you want to. If you crafted enough ammo, you'll have enough ammo to kill them. It's really based on where you are right now with your your resources, right? See how the grenade kills them both? You can wait for them to kind of pile up on top of each other and kill them both at the same time. So you're gonna have to look at your resources. If you have a lot more ammo than you do Molotovs and grenades, well, you're gonna have to shoot the enemies, but you can do it safely up there on top of that rubble, right? If you have a grenade, use it, okay? It'll kill both of those enemies and you'll be good to go. And ideally, that's exactly what you want. You want to conserve your Molotovs, because I have a strategy for you guys. You know that sequence, it's the end of this sequence actually, where the elevator, you have to wait for the elevator. I don't know, it takes like 30, 45 seconds, something like that. And then of course you have to worry about all the scorpion enemies, right, in the area. I think in the first playthrough, we just backed ourselves into a corner and just shot them, and it was kind of simple, right? Because it's easy difficulty. We can't do that this time around because they will murder us, right? So what we're gonna do is throw the Molotovs. I'll show you the exact location I want you guys to toss them, but we're gonna throw the Molotovs. That's gonna cause the flames to show up for, I mean, God, if you throw a Molotov down, the flames probably last for 10 or 15 seconds, right? And basically by throwing down the Molotov and causing the flames, the enemies will not come through it to get to us. So we're just gonna box ourselves into a corner and use the Molotovs as kind of like a wall, a defensive wall for us. So that's why it's just important that you guys have those Molotovs. Wait for this door to open. All right, now we're just gonna wait for these enemies to leave the area. No need to kill any enemies through here, guys. They'll all be here, trust me, when we come back through. That's when things get crazy. But I'll show you guys a really sweet way to get past them all using those Molotovs. We'll come through here, take a left, and of course we're gonna hit the tunnel. Now, when you get to this section, guys, you don't have to kill this enemy. I'm gonna show you here that it's possible sometimes to jump up there and then you just run past it. But if not, you can just kind of jump into the enemy. You'll collide with it and the game will push you through. You can skip that enemy completely, okay? You won't have to worry about, well, at least not for now. We're gonna have to worry about it on the way back through, but it's a lot easier to take out on the way back through with my method. Plus we can get a double kill. Right now it's just that one enemy, but when we come back through, there'll be multiple enemies there and we can get the double kill with the Molotovs, which is great. Notice what I'm doing right here, just making sure that my night vision goggles is fully charged up. You just don't want your night vision goggles to go dark on you guys while you're going through here, right? Just make sure that you have them fully charged. Go all the way to the end of this room, take a left and hit the door. Just bypass all these enemies. As soon as you hit the vent, you're safe. They're not gonna come in here with you, right? Now we're gonna have to worry about the scorpions inside the vents here. There's gonna be two as we turn this corner. Notice that I'm switching to my Molotovs, okay? All you're gonna need to do, guys, is quickly throw the Molotov, or you can do what I do, which is shoot the first one to kind of stun them, and then throw the Molotov and back away. Remember, guys, flames do hurt you in this game, so even though you're tossing your own Molotovs, you can't be close to them when they explode because you'll take damage, right? So like I said, you can stun that first one with a shot, then toss your Molotov, or if you guys really feel good, okay, you can throw the Molotov as you hear them turning the corner, right? You can kill them that way, but there's gonna be two right here that you're gonna need to take out. Now, if you guys remember on the first playthrough, easy difficulty, we had two more scorpions, right, to worry about. This time around, they're not here, and this happened in my practice playthrough as well. I thought maybe when I practiced the game, I was like, well, maybe I just got lucky, or it was a bug or whatever, or maybe when I threw that first Molotov, I killed all four of them. But then in this gameplay, you're seeing me, like I said, I'm being extremely cautious as I'm going through here, but there's no scorpions. So I can't guarantee that there's not gonna be any scorpions in your game. Again, I don't know if I'm just getting lucky twice, but just in case, go through here very cautiously, okay? Make sure that you're on your Molotov. If you see one of them bad boys, toss that Molotov and run, okay? And kill them that way. But I don't think there's gonna be any in your game, guys. And of course, now we just have to go up here, get the maps, and then we'll show you guys how to exit this facility. All right, let's go ahead and loot this body before we exit, guys. And then we'll turn the wheel, open up the double doors, and now we have to face off against all the scorpions. You guys remember this, right? There's gonna be this hallway sequence, then we're back at the bathroom, and then we're at the elevator. Okay, there's gonna be scorpions between here and there, a bunch of them. Okay, so notice what I'm gonna do right here. I'm charging up my night vision goggles. I do not want my night vision goggles to go dark, okay, while I'm trying to get away from these scorpions. Notice what I'm doing. I'm running all the way to the end of the hallway, going up the mound, running all the way back. What we're trying to do here, guys, is spawn in the scorpion that's above us. There is a kind of like a secret scorpion in this level, if you will. As you run through this area, like if you were to make it to the bathroom, which is the next little sequence here, and you don't kill this scorpion, you're gonna die, because you're gonna be facing one direction. You're gonna get hit from behind, and it's the scorpion that drops in from the ceiling, right? Little stealth ninja assassin is what I call him, right? I hate that fool. I died so many times here and I was like, what the heck is going on? And it was that scorpion. So you got to make sure that you run all the way down to the end of the hallway, up that rubble pile, then back as many times as you need to until you will actually hear the scorpion falling from the ceiling. And then of course they'll be right here, okay? Now, ideally what you're trying to do is kill all of them with one Molotov. That would be ideal, especially if you're short on Molotovs, but it's fine. I think even in this clip I didn't get them all. I think there's one more left. We'll know when the fire dies down. I'm pretty sure there was one more left in my game. And then of course you can just pick the last one up with a Molotov. See that? But if you can get them all at once, of course that's even better, right? Boom. Just like that. Wait for that fire to die down. Remember, the fire can't hurt you, so we're gonna wait for that to die down, and then we'll push on through. Make sure your night vision goggles is really charged up here, guys, because we got a lot of scorpions to worry about. And you, like I said, you do not want your night vision goggles going dark with all those scorpions around. See that? There's one and there's two. So ideally you want to get both of them at the same time, right? But if you can't, go ahead and use your Molotov on each one of them, right? There's some resources there. We'll keep going. All right, so let's charge up our night vision goggles. Again, we do not want these to go dark on us at this particular stage in the game. We want to run to the elevator, take a sharp left, go up the stairs, boom, take the left. And then you want to toss a Molotov right there. That's kind of the intersection, right? Because there's a path in front of us and there's the path to our right that leads back into the open room. You throw the Molotov right there, the enemies will not want to come in here. And you let that burn out, okay? And I think I end up tossing another one. Just like that. And then you can hide right here. See where I'm at? Just waiting for the elevator to come down. I don't know if you have to throw two, because you'll notice here that the second one burns out. The elevator's not down yet. See that? You'll be able to hear them, right? Kind of off in the distance, but for whatever reason, they don't come around the corner. Because you notice right here, I'm out. I'm not tossing any Molotovs, just waiting on the elevator. So it might be possible to just throw one Molotov there. And that might be good for some of you guys because you may be short on Molotovs, right? I would just be exactly where I'm at in my gameplay here, because this might be a sweet spot where they just don't know where you are anymore, and that's why they're not coming around the corner. So just make sure that you guys, if you can, toss two like you saw in my video in the gameplay, but if you can't, then you might be able to get away with just tossing one there, right? Then of course that's going to end the sequence. Come out here, get in the vehicle, and ride out. So now all we need to do is make it back to camp. We want to give the maps over to Miller and the team. Go through here. Gonna be some dialogue, a cutscene here. I'm gonna skip over that for you guys. Then of course we're back into the vehicle, heading to our next mission objective. Of course, I'm gonna be time-lapsing this trip, but we're just going back the same way. If you guys remember when we first got the vehicle, we're just going back to that same path. You see that I'm riding over here now, just following this road. And this is where we got the vehicle for the first time, you guys remember? We're just taking that same main road. And then when we get to the fork in the road, we're gonna take that same left that we took the first time, right? That's gonna take us underneath that ship and then back to well, I guess it's close to the lighthouse. You're going in the direction of the lighthouse, but that intersection before you get to the lighthouse, you're going to be taking a left. Going to be some enemies up here that we have to worry about, but I think I just bypass them. I'm pretty sure that I just go right by them. I don't think I stop yet. Just bypass them. No need to worry about them. See the lighthouse over there on the right? And the last time we were here, we went straight into the cave. This time you want to take a left. And I can't remember how long this sandstorm lasts. I'm trying to adjust my brightness so you guys can see. But even with the brightness all the way up, it doesn't help at all. You can't see nothing in the sandstorm. So I think there's me trying to put my night vision goggles on. I'm like, well, if I put my night vision goggles on, maybe I can see. You can't see nothing. It's just an absolute mess. So I think I just pull over and wait. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna clip over to a few minutes later when it goes away. Now I'm showing you on the map exactly where I'm at in case you guys don't exactly know, because I know that sandstorm was crazy. I'm in that area. We're just going to the next mission marker. We're just coming over here to meet up. See this? Same place we met up with him in our first playthrough. Of course, there'll be some dialogue here. You don't have to listen to it unless you guys want to. He'll be talking to you the entire time.
How are the guys doing with no water?
And then we're in that. That should end the sandstorm too. Every time that I've had a sandstorm in this part of the run, as soon as you meet up with him, the sandstorm goes away. And of course, there's a long sequence there where you have to walk around and he has to inspect a cave and stuff like that. It's all scripted. Then we can come through here. And again, we don't have to kill any of these enemies in this area. We can speed run all of this, okay? And I would highly encourage you guys to do that. Save your ammo, save your med kits. Just stay on the right-hand side, squeeze through here. You guys probably remember this from our first playthrough. Okay, take the right path, hug the wall. That's where all the enemies are going to come in. Just keep sprinting. There'll be a little ramp. Boom, across the bridge or catwalk, take a right, and you're through. Yeah, you can skip that entire section. So now that you guys are through that sequence, let's focus on getting some negative karma. In our first playthrough, we didn't kill anybody here. We weren't noticed and we didn't kill any of the slaves. And then of course we took the lift up top and got the trophy for that. And then of course continue with the mission, right? Continue with our story objective. But this time around, we want to make sure that we kill the slave, okay? That's how we get bad karma in this level, is killing these slaves. We want to make sure that we do that. We're going to do the same thing we did the first time around. There's a guy down there at the base of the stairs. He'll eventually go up the stairs and then you guys can make your push. If you guys notice the torch hanging off the side of the platform there where the stairs are, once his character gets, the enemy I'm talking about, once the enemy's character model gets kind of in that area, you guys will be safe to push on up and kill the slave. And that way the enemy doesn't see you. Just showing you there's multiple enemies on that. In that area up top. Just waiting on the guy in front of me to move though. That's really the only one that you have to worry about here. And take some time. There's some dialogue here that has to end. See how he's moving up the stairs? And once he gets past that torch, or lantern I should say, you guys can push on up. See that? And you'll be safe. Now granted, I am crouched right here. I'm not just running around. And then notice we got this slave. Sometimes he's going to be over here by the water's edge. In my game, he moved. Either way, he's fine. Just go up behind him. You're not going to get a prompt for executing him, You just want to melee kill him. And notice the flash that'll happen on screen. And boom, we can just take the lift because we still weren't noticed by the thugs. So we can still take the lift a quick way up top. After you guys take the lift up to the top, you can pull your gas mask off if it's still on. And then we're going to go over this way, guys, and kill this dog. Now, I already have some knives in my inventory. I picked them up earlier in the playthrough. If you guys haven't picked up any knives, there will be some knives up here for you guys on a target board, and you'll be able to kill the dog that way. Now, it may take 2 hits because sometimes you don't get the dog in the head. Obviously, a headshot will kill the dog in 1 hit. So just make sure you're ready to throw twice at this point. Again, the other knives are up there, guys. See that? So there's some knives for you if you don't have some already. Now, we do need to get some negative karma here. In the first playthrough, we end up saving these 2 slaves, if you guys remember. What you can do at this point, though, is just hit them. Okay, just hit them with a melee hit them with your gun, and that should be enough to kill them. Again, you will get that flash of light on your screen, and that'll let you guys know that you have posted some more negative karma for this playthrough. And then I think I get stuck here. I was trying to sneak around back, and I'm getting stuck on this vehicle in this crate. And I was like, because on my practice playthrough, I was able to jump over that. So that's me just turning around there, getting back on course. Because you do not want to be seen here, guys, at least not yet. Because things will get too crazy for you guys. You want to be sneaking through here. We're going to go up the stairs, and I'll show you a specific way I want you guys to take down this area, okay? Just post up here. Wait a few seconds. These guys will eventually walk away. I'm pointing to them there for you guys. But notice all the angles you guys can get in this area. See, I could shoot that guy right there if I wanted to. There's crazy angles because the floor panels, the railings, everything has holes in it, and you can shoot through those holes. And once I show you guys where we're going to post up at, you're pretty much able to see the entire area from this location. And you're safe, okay? Because it's hard for the enemy to shoot you, but it's easier for you to shoot them. It's a really good spot. Notice that he's walking up the stairs, then sneak in here, knife this dude. All right, and now that that enemy is dead, we can go to the back left corner of this room, and that's going to be the power position, okay? Notice all the angles I'm showing you. You can shoot people there if you wanted to. I think I show more angles here in a second once we get rid of the light and grab these resources. You can actually scoot into that section where the resources are. Basically, you're standing on top of where you got those resources, and you're plenty protected. Notice all the angles, and then boom, I just shoot the panel because I know that I'm in a power position right now. It's possible for them to kill you here, but highly unlikely, guys. They would have to you would have to get shot by 2 or 3 shots at the same time before you're able to heal using a med kit or just healing naturally. And it's just so slim that that's going to happen to you guys. So this is such a power position. Notice all the angles. They can also attack you from the front, which I'm pointing to kind of now. They can get you over there, guys. So that's why I want you guys to slide. Basically, you're standing on top of where we just got all those resources, and that's going to keep you protected. They sneak up behind you while you're aiming this way. And then we're just going to start clearing this area, guys. I'm going to let you enjoy the gameplay. Not too much to talk about. You're really safe at this point. And then, of course, I'll pick up with you guys once we pull the switch and we get out of this camp. All right, and once you make it back to camp, again, the game wants you to come over here and start shooting all these enemies. That's what Miller told you to do. Sneak around, get them from behind type deal. We don't have to do that, guys. I'm time-lapsing this. Notice that I'm just sitting here behind this rock chilling. This sequence will end itself. It's going to take some time, but this is a timed sequence. Again, the game wants you to think that you have to go around here and kill all these people, but you don't, guys. All you have to do is sit behind this rock. Notice that I'm not shooting a soul. I know I'm time-lapsing it, but notice that I haven't fired my gun. And after so much time, the enemies will clear out and you'll be able to hook back up with your team and get your next mission objective. So once that firefight is over, you guys can talk with your team and then of course hop in the vehicle here. If you remember in the first playthrough, we kept driving until we saw the bridge, okay? Once we saw the bridge, we took a left, or we got out of the vehicle, we went left, went into a ship, got some collectibles. This time we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna keep driving straight, follow this main road. You'll still see the bridge, you're just gonna drive underneath it, okay? Then there's gonna be a fork in the road, okay? You wanna make sure that you take the left path. You're gonna be going down a hill. I'm telling you that now because there's another sandstorm and it may be a little bit tricky for you guys to see what's actually happening, okay? So the bridge should be coming up. Yep, see the smoke off in the distance? That's where we're heading. Still following the main path. The ship is down there to the left. That's where we went in the first playthrough. We're just gonna keep driving. You guys remember there was a collectible up here on some crates in the first playthrough. See the ship down there on the left? Just keep going straight toward the smoke. There's the bridge, okay? Drive underneath it and immediately take a left, okay? I think the sandstorm's about to happen in just a second, so you're not gonna be able to see. But there's gonna be a fork in the road here. Well, actually there's three ways you can go. You can go straight, right, or left. Make sure that you guys take the left path and go down the hill, okay? Here comes all the sandstorm nonsense, but it's just a straight path. Just go down here, straight path, and then there's gonna be a cave and we're gonna pick up another suit upgrade in the cave. It's a little bit easier to see down here because the rocks and stuff are blocking the sand, but if you were to go back up top right now, like travel back up that road, you can't see a thing. We're gonna grab the suit upgrade and then we're gonna go back to camp. So basically all I want you guys to do, even if it's super sandy in your game, is just do a 180 in the vehicle and drive back down the main path. And eventually you'll make it to camp. The camp will be on your left. We're gonna come through here and use the workbench. There in the easy playthrough, there was a workbench in the, I think it's a airplane hangar near where we just were, but it does not work in Ranger Hardcore. It's one of the workbenches that doesn't exist. So you want to make sure that you do everything you need to do right now. So I'm putting on the suit upgrades. I think I even put on, the one that we just picked up, the consumables carrier. Make sure that you guys equip that. That's the main one, okay? Then we're gonna get back in the vehicle and we're gonna drive straight again. Now we gotta hook up with our team, if you guys remember. So you're just gonna drive straight all the way through. There's the smoke up there, right? Now we're gonna get off the beaten path and just kind of, go off-road until you guys see some tracks, some train tracks. They're coming up, see the train tracks? And the hangar is in front of us, okay? That's where the old workbench was. Then we're just gonna get on the train tracks and follow those out, and your crew will be up here on the left. So now we just need to wait for Demir to open up this gate. I hope that this part of the game is not bugged for some of you guys. I've heard of people when they get to this spot, Demir simply will not open up the gate. If that happens to you guys, I've seen people get in the vehicle, drive down here and just keep bashing into the gate, and eventually the physics will kick in and the gate will open. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you guys. I was worried that it was going to happen to me, but I got lucky. So and hopefully that's been patched. I know they've put out some patches for this game, so hopefully it's not an issue anymore. But if it is, like I said, I've heard of people just taking the vehicle and just keep driving into the gate, and eventually it opens up. Notice that we're just using this little hallway right here for cover. It's okay to shoot these enemies. Make sure they're all dead, right? There's going to be another enemy up there. You can tell by their flashlights where they are, okay? And then that enemy down there is actually a slave. So you can pick up some negative karma by killing him. That's what we're going to do next. Just loot all these bodies like we always do. Then if you come down here, you can kill him and you'll see that flash a light on the screen. That'll let you guys know that you got some karma. Sweet. Now we just want to push through this area. Be careful, guys, because sometimes there will be an enemy up here on the left in this hallway. And I say sometimes because depending on how the AI performed for you guys when you first walked into this area, remember we shot all those enemies, then they started attacking us. The last guy that I shot in my gameplay was the guy that is sometimes around this corner, okay? Sometimes he'll push out there with you in that firefight, sometimes he won't. So when you come around this corner, be really careful. I didn't want the gameplay to be misleading for you guys and then you turn that corner and get shot. That's why I made sure to be real cautious in the gameplay when I turn that corner. Because like I said, sometimes he'll push out there with you and sometimes he won't. Now, when it comes to this section, I'm showing you that even though you're going to try to sneak through here, you're not going to be able to sneak through here, guys. Just run like we did in the first playthrough. Just hug that wall on the right hand side. Keep running and these guys will not bother you. See how they're just running past me right there? Extremely broken AI in this area, okay? Come through here, open up the door, keep going. And of course, now we're going to be hooking back up with Demir. There's going to be some dialogue, and I'll catch up with you guys on the other side. Now, this by far is the trickiest firefight in this entire game, guys. If you can pass this firefight, you'll be good for the rest of the series, okay? The reason why I say that is because you're in such a confined space. There's very little cover, and even the cover that you think is good, okay, because enemies can, attack you from any angle. It's only good for a few seconds, and the next thing you know, you're getting shot from another angle, right? But I'm going to show you the only piece of cover that I was able to find that kept me extremely safe. Now, when it comes to this first wave of enemies, this is probably your best piece of cover because you can pivot, you can shoot people from the front. If they attack you from your flanks, you've got good cover. What I'm talking about is the very last phase of this fight where the heavy gunner comes out. That's the one that gets extremely tricky, but I'm gonna show you guys a really cool way to get past that, okay? Notice that I'm just getting shots, really good angles from here. Just waiting on these enemies to really be still. You don't wanna try to rush this part because, you know, you've only got so much ammo, right? So make sure that your shots are on target. Notice that I'm backing up behind this piece of cover so I can see more of the area, who's coming up on my left and right. If you're too pushed up behind this piece of cover, enemies will be attacking you on the left and right, and you won't be able to see them because the cover is going to be a blind spot for you, right? So back up every now and again like I am so you can see full view, left and right, and then of course what's attacking you from the front, okay? We're just going to keep doing this until the heavy gunner comes out, and when that happens, I'll explain to you guys what to do next.
The attraction of forbidden. It is an aura of problems nobody needs. Luckily, your death will dispel it.
Why doesn't he speak anymore? Artyom, I'll go in before that dog runs away. I'll catch him and open the door for you.
So you're going to know that you're in the last phase, guys, because she's going to tell you to hold on. She's going to say, I'm going to sneak around and, you know, get the Baron. When that happens, grab the gun off the wall and get right here behind this piano. Throw a Molotov up there first. That's going to keep the enemies from attacking you from up top, and then kill the gunner using a Molotov and then the heavy gun. Just like that, really quick. And this is the magic spot for this area. Now it is possible to die here because if you don't throw the Molotov up top, those enemies up there will kill you. So you do have to make sure that you're doing everything in the same sequence that I'm showing you here. If you do that, you will not die here, okay? Notice that I threw a Molotov over there as well. That's killing everybody on the outside. And this dude, even though you think he would see you, does not see you, okay? See how this dude walks out? They just do not expect you to be right here, okay? And like I've told you guys before in games, if you can be where the AI is not programmed to know where you are, you have an extreme advantage with these types of games, okay? So notice that I'm just posting up here behind the piano and I'm just listening in my headset for enemies. And when I hear enemies, I either shoot them, like there's a guy right there that I just shot in the foot, right? Notice this guy right here. He doesn't see me. I pull my gun out, he runs, like he knows that I'm here, but he just cannot come around that piano to shoot me, which is really great, okay? Then we're just gonna wait here, listen for enemies. We don't wanna peek out too early. Like if you were to peek out now and try to shoot the dude on the left where the piano, the piano guy, there may be an enemy behind you in the window, okay? In that opening. So you wanna make sure that everybody's dead behind where I'm at in the gameplay now before you start peeking out and trying to get a kill on this dude. See him right there? And this is a great way for you guys to clear this area. This was the most challenging firefight for me to route when I was creating the guide. I spent about an hour and a half here. I got it to the point where I was like, well, you know, I can get through it, but I had to really be skillful to get past that part, so I'd have to reset, try it again. I try to make these guys to the point where skill is not an issue, right? Skill is not a factor. Now he finally knows that I'm here. But notice how he walked up and was looking in the opposite direction. He wasn't even looking at me. And then boom, there's gonna be your last guy there. Notice that I started to get hit with my own fire, so I had to move. But that's gonna be enough to get you guys through. Of course, once you see the numbers show up in the bottom right hand side of the screen, that's gonna forward you guys through to the next sequence. Then there'll be a cutscene, obviously, with Demir outside. If you've done everything correct to this point, guys, he will not come with you. If he doesn't come with you, you've done everything perfect. You've killed enough slaves. You have enough bad karma. If he comes with you guys, you're going to need to replay this chapter. You must have missed a slave along the way. Okay, so just make sure that he does not come with you. You guys are set up for the next episode.